The wind is right, it's a sunny day, the wake astern is swishing, and we're all bound across the bay, going fishing. This is a stanza from a poem, written by Geoffrey Dutton, an Australian author, in his book, On My Island. Water sport's been an important part of the Australian life from the very beginning. Recreational fishing especially, is one that is often not mentioned. Based on the aquatic ecosystem that exists, Australians have developed their own practices and traditions related to fishing. Two types of fishing takes place in Australia. One being freshwater fishing, and the other, seawater fishing. Both fishing types are influenced by a number of factors, including seasons, weather, breeding season, and even the time of the day. Fishing is an emotional endeavor, which requires time and perseverance. To study the emotions involved in the activity of fishing, the Plutchik's wheel of emotion was used. Plutchik's wheel of emotions is an interesting theory, presented by Robert Plutchik for classifying emotions in the form of a color wheel. Plutchik identified 8 primary emotions, and a number of secondary emotions. He arranged these emotions according to the intensity and similarity. The emotions with most saturated colors are intense, compared to ones having faded hues. Through the application of this theory, the relevant set of emotions were identified. It was identified that fishing creates a feeling of anticipation, which later turns into joy, and then achievement when a fish is caught. And so it was decided to focus on creating an object that would create a feeling of anticipation, that eventually would convert into a feeling of joy. During the design development, the concept of time, achievement, direction, anticipation, and joy were kept in mind. Furthermore, focus was done on creating an outcome that would potentially influence the 3 dimensions of an emotional design, those defined by Donald Norman. Different visual elements were incorporated to show time and a sense of direction. The material selected for the object was red cedar wood, which is of historical importance for the Australians. The final design outcome is in the form of a directional object that has a dial in the center, and coordinates of different Australian marine parks arranged around in a circle. The object would essentially create a feeling of nostalgia for the person who likes fishing, and would direct them where to go for fishing. The object would gauge and calculate the season, fish breeding season, and weather conditions of the marine parks and point to the place that is accessible. Talking about the emotional effect of the outcome, the red cedar wood could influence the person on visceral level. The act of heading to the directed marine park would affect them on behavioral level, and reflective level would be influenced by creating a feeling of nostalgia.